The fact that I just started doing this habit makes me feel like I've wasted so much time. If only I'd started doing this earlier in my life, I think I would have become a millionaire. Okay, maybe not a millionaire, but I would have certain kind of advantage compared to other people of my age group. Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Ravaljeet Kaur, or you can call me Raval for short. Today we're talking about this habit that I used to do when I was 12 or 13. Then puberty happened and I became a hormonal teenager who did not know the difference between right and wrong. But I do not regret anything because I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. And I guess I'm fairly still young. I just turned 25 last month and this habit was a goal for this year, and I'm proud to say that I've actually implemented this habit in my life. Also, the whole pandemic kind of made it easier because I did have a lot more time. So you must be wondering what kind of habit I'm talking about here and why I'm creating such kind of suspense. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you might know already because I always post about it on my stories, but if you don't, then you don't know. So the habit I'm talking about is reading. Yes, reading. Reading is overrated and underrated at the same time. Underrated because it's a life-changing habit, and overrated because it gets thrown around a lot but nobody does it. It's like those cliches like drinking a lot more water, meditation. Everyone knows the cliches, and I don't know why they're called cliches because no one actually does them. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody actually follows through with those kind of habits. One thing I've realized is that reading is like mining for gold. When you read, you gain knowledge, and when you implement that knowledge in your life, you're rewarded with gold. Gold can be in the form of a promotion in your job, a better love life, a better relationship with your friends and family, and even better communication skills. There's this quote that goes along the lines of reading 1 hour a day for 7 years can actually make you a master in your chosen field. Let's say if I want to become a millionaire, I read books about saving money and investing my money in the right place and selling my products. And if I implement everything I read about money and actually use it in my life, I may just become a millionaire. Also, yes, luck plays a role too, and if you by chance do not become a millionaire, you will at least have gained a lot more knowledge about money and you would be at a better place with your finances. As Norman Vincent once said, shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you will land among the stars. Same way, if you aren't good at communication or you want some relationship advice or even you want to learn about health and fitness, you can always read a book about that subject or even an article on the internet. Extremely successful people like Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. He is a voracious reader who spends 80% of his day just reading. Now, he is at that stage because he has everyone employed under his business and he does not need to worry about it, but for us, we can't spend 80% of our day just reading. But he did, and he suggests that anyone who wants to have similar kind of success must read. He said once, I read and I think. So I do more reading and thinking and make less impulsive decisions in my business than other people. Same way, Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year, and Elon Musk was asked once, how did you learn to build rockets? And he said, I read. I mean, that is mind-blowing. So obviously reading is very life-changing. You can go from rags to riches, and it should be because people who write these books actually spend months, if not years, of their experience and write it down all in this book for you to read. And they aren't even that expensive. They cost just as much as one meal. Now that we know how reading can change someone's life, let's talk about 9 benefits of reading fiction and non-fiction books. Number 1 is it reduces stress and anxiety. And I've personally noticed this. When you're reading, you're likely to be more in the present and not in your past or your future. Some also argue that reading is like meditation because you're just there, like you're present. You're paying attention to the words. Number 2, it can be pleasurable. This is especially true if you're reading fiction books because fiction books offer you to escape from reality. I have read Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey series and I absolutely loved it. Much better than their respective movies. Point number 3 is you develop empathy for others. When you read fiction, you get into these characters so much that you can actually feel their feelings. If it's a tragic story, it's likely to make you feel upset as well. Point number 4 is that you may feel more smarter once you've read a few books. I mean, no doubt, you have more knowledge. More knowledge means you feel more smarter. Point number 5 is you'll feel more confident. I have noticed a confidence boost in myself as well. I feel like I'm way more smarter than before, and obviously the more smarter and more intelligent you feel, the more confident you feel. I feel like I know things that the person sitting next to me might not know. Like I have this invisible weapon of intelligence that I don't even need to brag about. Point number 6 is that it can improve your memory and also reduce the risk of dementia. This has been scientifically tested and proven. Reading is like gymnastics for your brain. You're constantly processing new information, learning new words, and expanding the horizon. Point number 7 is that it improves your vocabulary, and this is something that I needed for myself myself as well, and one of the reasons why I started reading. I feel like I struggle with English a bit, especially when I'm sitting right now and I kind of stutter sometimes. I also want to use more complicated words because it makes me sound even more intelligent, and also because I want to get into writing. Point number 8 is that it helps you sleep better. Someone like me who has been struggling with sleep, I make sure to keep my phone on the other side of the room and only take my Kindle to bed. I kid you not, I read a non-fiction book at night to keep it light, and I go to sleep without even knowing, and I love that feeling. Point number 9, and I think the most important point of them all, is that my life does not feel stagnant. I feel like I'm improving every day when I read. When you don't learn, you don't grow, or you stop growing. And that is one of the main reasons why our lives don't change. It's because you're not doing anything to change it. It's the small habits that count, and reading is one of them. When you're reading a book or a magazine or even a newspaper or even just watching something educational on the TV, you're learning and growing. You never know what kind of multi-million-dollar idea hits you and changes your life 360 degrees. Now that we know why we need to read and the benefits to it, there are two main questions that need to be answered. How should we make reading more interesting? And number 2, how should we implement it in our lives and make it a consistent habit? So the answer to the first question, how to make reading more interesting, also depends on how we perceive reading. The number one reason why we do not read is because of how we perceive it. Reading sounds boring. It sounds like something someone would do who has no social life and is a nerd. But this is 2020 and the nerds are the millionaires. But I blame the school system for this, because back then we did not have any other choice but to read what we were given. We had to read what the school told us to read. They did not care about our interests. We were just given a syllabus to read, learn, and later give an exam on. So to find reading interesting, it can be a bit of struggle if you are not interested in that subject. And now to make it interesting, you have to read books that actually interests you and piques your curiosity. You can always start with something short and non-fiction. It can be any genre of your choice. It can be horror, comedy, romance, sci-fi, anything that interests you. Everyone has a genre that they like, and you just have to explore it. To find a book of your genre, you can go to goodreads.com and you can search for whatever genre you like. You can also Google and see top comedy books or top romance book, and you can pick whatever you like. Then once you've started to read and you actually find it interesting, the next step would be to start reading some non-fiction books. This can be related to your career, a hobby, or anything that you want to improve at. If you're a mom and you stay at home, you can read about child behavior or how to organize your home or anything of that sort. If you have a business, then you can read about sales or marketing. If you're into improving your life, you can read about time management and morning routines, etc. And for some reason, if you're still not interested in reading, you can always listen. If you're more of an auditory person and you like to listen, then you can start listening to more audiobooks, or even start with podcasts, which are completely free. The best thing about listening instead of reading is that you can multitask. You can listen to audiobooks or podcasts whilst you're working out or driving, or if you commute back and forth via train or bus. You can also choose to increase the speed of the audio whilst you're listening. That way you're listening twice at the speed and you also finish them quicker than reading. I personally use a Kindle because I'm on my journey to minimalism and I do not want to buy hard copy books. And as for podcasts, I listen to them whilst I'm working out or doing some house chores. The second question was, how do we implement it into our lives and make it into a consistent habit? Well, first of all, to implement reading into your life, you need to be actually excited about reading, which I've already spoken about. Once you find a book that is interesting, try to implement it during bedtime or even in your morning routine. The best way to make sure that you're actually reading every day is to time block that few minutes or that hour. I usually like to read non-fiction books 30 minutes in the morning and a fiction book just before I go to sleep. If you're a beginner, try to allocate 15 to 20 minutes of your time just before you go to bed to read. That way you're not actually making too much effort to make time for reading, because your tasks for the day are completed and you are stress-free and you can just read a few pages before you go to sleep. And of course, if you do not have time to read, you can always choose to listen to an audiobook just before you go to sleep, or even a podcast. So to summarize, make sure that what you're reading is actually interesting enough to read, allocate some time, make some time for that reading. You want to keep it as simple as possible to follow through this habit, and like I suggested, if you're a beginner, try to read just before you go to sleep. It is 10,000 times better than your phone. And if for some reason you can't read, you can always listen. I hope this video brought you value, and if it did, make sure to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to not miss out on any future videos. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.